I love that from Sub. Honestly, I think that today has been such a great day for Sub. He's had his back up against the wall playing against the best of the best of the best. He was a little rocky yesterday, but you know, it's the first day of the first competition of the year for CRL, right? So you understand that he figured them out very early on and he never got desperate, even with taking so much damage in just those few moments.
Well, yeah, I mean, we saw him. I think that you're talking about lessons learned from watching that matchup earlier on from Lucas, lessons learned from Sub from playing the other side of that match far, and where he's going as he's going to take a break and have to wait a little bit to find out his next opponent as he has made it into the BO5 portion of our show and awaits the loser of...
I think needs to win this set. Ian, I would love to see him at least pick up 2 games. I really would. Because I think he needs to start building that confidence and momentum for the rest of the year. I mean, if Ian Straight wins the golden ticket at this event, I will be a little bit surprised, but obviously he's a guy that can do it.
Sub being different. Sub made it to 3 monthly finals last year, went deep in 3 monthly finals.
Are going to be used. Spells like Goblin Curse, maybe even seeing some Zap, which we see very little of these days.
I do wonder how much the best of 5 aspect impacts their decision-making in the early matches. Right? Are there adjustments you make in game 1, game 2, especially game 3, with the anticipation that you have to have viable, good stuff available in game 4 and beyond?
Definitely, and I truly believe the strategy is, are they also going a little bit out of the box and then save some of that really necessary stuff for later when you have to win. You know, you want to have a game, maybe 2 or 3 games in, where you have that Evo Snowball plus Drill combo.
And bridge spam for both.
We see the Ewas come out to stop the stun. You imagine the Inferno is going to come out on top of the P.E.K.K.A, so you see Ian turn up the pressure on the left-hand side like that.
Yeah, I mean, happy to go empty on this one. Mama P.E.K.K.A raged up, gets past the Evo Inferno Dragon for 2 shots, 464. Ian absolutely decimating that right-hand side, and a miscalculation from Vitor is going to lead to a game 1 win for Ian, 7-7.
Yeah, I mean, you know, pretty decent matchup there. And that's just another brilliant, like, recognition of cycle and response.
And Vitor, again, playing very aggressive early in this one. You know, the ability and then the minor send there on the left-hand side. And similarly put, getting
the Hut and the Spear Goblins on the board. You know, there's just a lot. You've got the E-Spirit to deal with the Bats. You've got the Fireball to deal with the Evo Bats. So I do not envy Vitor in this moment.
Well, and you saw what he was going for here. Rocket trying to clean things up, knows that there's no Monk ability.
At the beginning of game number 3, or else he's going to find himself just in a really tough spot. I think he's playing like he's tilted, and he's getting punished for it. And that's a pretty nice minor to distract there, to protect. Fishboy's still alive.
Letting that Monk ability, letting the Monk knockback do so much work and saving the ability.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's really tough because this has been an incredibly one-sided set, and it's gone the direction that I think it needed to go the other direction. You know, Ian is still pretty new to CRL monthly finals. Vitor is a former world finalist, and Vitor is playing, they're playing like they're wearing the opposite shoes right now. Ian playing very calm, collected, recognizing his matchup, and kind of letting the game...
Well, you know, we've seen... we're kind of going back to what we saw out of Igor earlier, right? Just kind of going with a giant beatdown deck. This one a slightly different tune, but still same idea. Can he find a way to just flat out break through and get on tower? And he's doing an okay job so far.
Great,
and look at that. Wow. Yeah.
Even though damage lead, well, was not in his favor, I think that the decision overall is definitely better.
Yeah, near King Tower activation there against the boss. And Evo Valk once again just pulling stuff together. Final 75 seconds.
Seemed to make a whole lot of sense to me.
11 seconds left, and Vitor is forced to spend all of his time, focus, energy, and elixir on defense. Wow. And Ian, 1, 2, 3, the clean sweep, and he is headed to our grand final and a chance to win a monthly and guarantee his first spot at CRO World Finals. Both offensive pressures, and there he goes, rage onto the barrel, and then Golden Knight once more onto the wall breakers. And Pekka getting very close, gang up high. Vitor didn't quite feel like trying to get aggressive at the bridge there to deal with that gang, and Sub able to escape, and now with a counter push of his own, slight lead as well, and the Evo Valk plus lead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly just so happy to see him just put a little more pause in this game, even if he is down in damage. I mean, that mental reset is so difficult, and I gotta tell you, man, that Evo Battle Ram is one of the most frustrating cards to deal with in the game. I love this Golden Knight. Wow.
Oh, and that was one step away from chaining into absolute devastation. Vitor with the lead and the momentum as we go into sudden death overtime.
Yeah, that was just a great, brutal downhill push. You know, the Mama Pekka up front, Evo, the Evo Battle Ram behind. Just honestly still one of the most frustrating Evos to deal with. Perfectly timed lightning. And Vitor having a really nice bounce back thus far, Rich.
Yeah, he needed it. While still in single elixir. It might have been an early double, actually. I'm trying to think of the timing. But either way, knowing he had the two best responses he has for the offensive pressure. Now, you know, we're seeing some life out of Sub here, but of course, Lightning will finish things off. But to be able to put that Pekka down, know he could give a, use a little bit of HP as that resource, get some elixir out of that, and.
But just having the Valkyrie to deal with all three of those guys on the left is tough. The Royal Ghost, the MK, and the Prince.
MK with a little knockback against that Valk. Doesn't get the last one off. 2 Ice Wizards, 2 Valkyries, and now the drill in. And MK comes out high to deal with everything. Sub's going to eat some significant damage here.
Yeah, both lanes just taking a ton of damage from that Valkyrie, man.
Oh, that Valkyrie just hung out for so long. Take your coat off. Stay a while.
And
look at this Prince
connection.
connection.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
The MK just creating too much of a presence in the center of the board. Not enough elixir to get to the guards. And the Prince comes a-charging in. And Vitor feeling the pain there. Lightning, rage. I think, honestly, you don't even worry about getting another hog in, and you just try to not give Rocket value, which he doesn't there, I believe. Oh. Yep, gets away. Yeah. And just try to EQ cycle this out. Hog Rider does come in behind, Firecracker behind, though.
Tesla stays up high. Firecracker doesn't get on tower for either of those. 25 seconds left. Another hog.
That Boss Bandit staying on the board is just absolutely devastating. That's it. That's it. I mean, that Boss Bandit was such an issue. I mean, that's the thing again. Boss Bandit's not always about it getting on tower. Sometimes it's just about it baiting out so much defensive elixir from your opponent and then playing their cards out of sequence so the Firecracker is going to line up. And that was really, really nicely done by Sub. And I love the deck too, Rich. I mean, obviously we're on. I mean, a lot of times you need more than even just your defensive building.
And that's a very good reflection. Very well timed. Magic Archer getting value.
Ooh, Lumberjack.
And wow. Oh boy, Lumberjack all over it.
And that is a huge hit early on. Lumberjack just sneaking on
Evo Pekka.
Exactly. I think he was overextending a little bit there. I like the pressure that he had for his first little bit, but that last Lumberjack plus Berserker was not what he needed to do. Just way too much spent. Triple connection from the Evo Battle Ram. Nothing there on the ground. Rich, this is trouble.
4 to go. Wait. Still going. Still going.
That's it.
And Vitor has to block a lightning. What a play by Sub. I don't know if Vitor has any way to block a lightning. No. And GG, well played, Sub, with a 200 IQ game, 200 IQ set here to take the 3-1 win over Vitor and move his way on to our grand final.
God, man, Vitor just...
Community and some special announcements here. So Marco, if we have him ready to come on and join us. Marco, a game tester on Clash Royale. What's up, Marco? Really excited to have you here on today's broadcast.
Hey guys, it's such a privilege and pleasure to be here. I've watched the entire thing today. Really exciting matches, and looking forward to answering some questions and being there for the finals.
Yeah, I love it. Love that you're here, man.
Oh yes, yeah, this is the one I know everyone's been excited about. To be fair, as soon as I heard it and I got the news, I was very excited to share it, but I couldn't up until now. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to announce the Clash Royale League finals is coming to DreamHack Atlanta. So, from the 31st of October to the 2nd of November, all the best players in the world will be in the United States to compete for the title of the best Clash Royale player. So this is like your opportunity to see your favorite players, favorite content creators, coaches, or even be part of the Clash Royale team, and really experience the very, very peak of what Clash Royale competitive has to offer.
With the cannon, you have an ability to deal with both firecrackers if you're able to get 2 down, which is why we're seeing one firecracker go opposite lane to try to create pressure offensively. And so far, a very good deck pick from Ian.
And we're also looking at double balloon coming in fast.
And will the first one be able to create enough room? This balloon really is going to force out Elixir more than do anything.
Wow.
And that actually might be enough for some EQ cycle early, 90 seconds left, and trying to open up this lead a little bit. That first hog does get a hit. Oh, my word. And now trying to sneak a second one through. Doesn't do it. Damage done either way. 721, and Ian calling good game. He knows that he just faltered one too many times with this relatively unorthodox deck pick.
I agree. I really thought he added this one in the bag with just the way the decks were shaping out, but it looks like a little too many mistakes coming in.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Ian also has the ability to 3-card cycle, and, you know, we saw him get 2 balloons out. I just think maybe it's less balloons, more miners, and more arrows. You know, the 1 balloon is going to bait out the firecrackers, then you can get the arrows on the board for that. But, you know, the miners are going to be ideally going to be getting damage on tower over and over. And
with that, yep, Hog Rider comes in. Hog Rider finishes the game off, and that is Sub going 1-0 up.
To that drill.
Great cannon cart.
Yeah.
And going to force more control out of Ian against the mortar.
This is trouble, man. That's a very healthy Evo mortar, and he's already back to another mortar, so we'll see if he tries to switch lanes or if he tries to keep the pressure up here, and that should be a lock.
Is there a 1 connection on?
We saw Igor do it yesterday. Sometimes it's just the best defense, the best control of the game is just staying on offense.
Arrows to clean up. Now lead swinging back towards Ian. He has some pressure on the right-hand side, protects the Dart Goblin against the cannon cart, and back to drill once more.
Yeah, Dart Goblin connecting on the right-hand side as well. Here comes that Evo snowball. You know the skeleton. I don't think that Dart Goblin was in the way. Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Down to 979 now. Very close. The poison coming through on the left side as well. Can sub-defend for long enough or get any more damage on the tower.
Oh! The double Dart Goblin!
Shoot away!
Oh, no!
Oh, the double Dart Goblin gets him!
That is crazy.
And look at Ian. Look at the look that Ian gives the camera when he hit that one. Did y'all see that?
It was it was a, oh my god, it worked. I'm excited to see what he does with it.
Finally connects on that left-hand side. 2,999. Hog will still get shots, and so far the issue for Sub is we've seen Sub P.E.K.K.A up in the back twice. We have not seen Sub now significant.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, too, is that you're looking at this whole thing of the P.E.K.K.A in the back in the weak lane, and it makes sense. That's what you're supposed to do. Cycle P.E.K.K.As in the back when you don't have another option where your weaker tower is. But the problem for Sub is he can't deal with this Firecracker. So all of a sudden, that whole story doesn't really work out because the Firecracker gets so much value over and over.
We got to see it a couple times also with the Mother Witch Rage combo. It doesn't actually quite kill the Firecracker. And I think Sub realizes what's happening here.
Oh boy. And there you go. After dropping the first one, Ian, back-to-back wins, and he is now 1 win away from a trip to DreamHack Atlanta for the saying. You guys are all talking or something. I think I'm like, the pump is here. Ian just ran the Earthquake. We're seeing pump, and my brain is kind of exploding right now. And but that is a nice chunk of damage here. Can Ian get far enough ahead early on to get past pumps being the problem?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, he definitely needs to stop feeding these Mother Witches, and there we go. Finally, a Knight gets out.
just knowing how dangerous a single connection from a Royal Giant later on can be, this damage is very significant early on.
Wow.
Look at all the archers.
This is insane.
Oh.
Evo archers. One does get onto the Royal Giant. Doesn't get a shot. It does not.
I was just going to say, I mean, it's such a brilliant recognition by Ian to recognize that the only way that he can really abuse his opponent, since he's already calling good game, is by that Mother Witch. There's no good way to deal with the Mother Witch, and then if she can overwhelm you, that changes the Elixir advantage. Although now Ian feeling the pain, 979 to 1679.
Yeah, and a second.
Am I the only one who's just completely flabbergasted that we're seeing Pump Bow right now?
I mean, it's a really great pick by Sub. You know, Earthquake is out, not a lot of other big spells to deal with the pump, you know, doing a good job getting the archers in because arrows aren't in play, and, you know, it's a tough one for Ian here, and luckily for him, he's got more games to play, but this is just a really great deck pick by Sub, and honestly, it's, I think one of the best things about BO5, as you're saying, Marco, is Ian knew it. He saw the writing on the wall. He did the best that he could with the situation, but, you know, it's just a tough one.
I mean, I bet you so many people. I'm not reading the chat. I know that you, Andrew, have been seeing it a little bit today. But I imagine the chat is kind of going crazy. Maybe, I don't know, crazy with what. But what we just saw happen to Ian here probably sent a lot of people in chat.
There's a 5, right? Like, he has Valk, he has the Ice Spirit. Even the Royal Delivery is good for it, but will it be enough?
And that's a great Phoenix to catch the Dark Goblin. I like the Dark Goblin play because it doesn't look like Ian has a great response to it, but a great Phoenix to keep it in right in its spawn spot so the mortar shot hits it.
I saw Ian look at the camera twice during that play. I think he knows that that was a lot of damage.
Yeah, although there's definitely been a couple of hiccups there controlling both the Princess and the Goblin Barrels and the Dark Goblins, as you highlighted there earlier, Andrew. So
25 seconds
Ian
to go.
needs to make sure that he decides where this fight takes place.
Nice delivery there. This is the hit. I mean, this is it right here. There's the delivery. There's the cleanup. That's it.
I think Ian knows it.
Wow.
I think we're looking
Sub
at our
knows it.
first golden ticket winner, unless this Goblin Barrel does something last second, but I don't think it even has time. The Fireball comes through, and Ian 77 takes it.
There it is. I mean, the kind of the dark horse of the best players in the competition, right? We had two guys that we hadn't heard of before, and then it was, look at that arm, look at that shoulder, look at that definition. We love it. Ian 77 going to World Finals. He called it back in 2024 at Worlds. He's already guaranteed the ticket. Rich, this is amazing for him.
I mean, what a big moment for a guy who, you know, had this reputation from being a content creator, right? And how many people have gone from content creator first to successful pro second? It's a very short list, as opposed to the people who were top tier pro players and then turned into a content career. Ian's done it backwards, and now he's
yeah, so excited for the rest of 2025.
That's it for today, everybody. On behalf of our entire team, including the crew that made the Dragon League Golden Edition possible, thank you so much for kicking us off in such fine